This lesson covers some of the tools to help validate group policy application. So the first is the group policy management console itself. I can check the overall replication of group policy via selecting the domain. Under status, I select the baseline domain controller, which is going to be used to compare the current state of group policy object replication. Run detect now, it runs a report, and it shows me the health of my replication. I can then expand that out and see that from DCO2 to DCO1, the replication is in sync. So this gives me an overall health of the group policy. At a client level, if I'm trying to ascertain why it's behaving a certain way, the first thing I can do is I can force a refresh of group policy. Now by default, when I log on, it's going to apply group policy. At periodic intervals, it's going to reapply group policy, and remember it's enforcing those group policy settings. When the machine starts up, it applies all of the computer level group policy objects. I can actually say GP update, and it's going to go and do a check. Are there any updates to any of the group policy objects that apply to me? I can do a GP update /false, which will reapply all of those group policy settings even if they haven't changed. I can run GP result, and I can actually ask it to, for example, show me a report of the summary data. So it's going to now go and do a check and show me these are all the various settings that are being applied to me. So based on the computer I'm currently logged in at, these are the group policy objects that have been applied. Then it's going to show me the GPOs that were not applied and why. For my user settings, it's showing me the ones that were applied. And for example, this dynamic access control was denied because of that security filtering. This was denied because of security filtering as well. So it's given me the reasons why they were not applied. That BG info was filtered out, remember, because the WMI filter said it was a server OS only. This is a good way to see, well, why am I getting the settings I'm getting? So even if I'm using those block inheritance, no override, security filters, and WMI filters, it's going to give me some help. Back on that group policy management console, I can see the same thing. I can go to group policy results. I can say a results wizard, and I can tell it based on a certain machine. So I can browse, or I can just type in the machine name. I can then select a certain user, and then show me a report of everything that gets applied on that user on that machine. And it's showing me it was a fast link detected, shows me the ones that have an alert, i.e. were not applied, and the reason. And I can see the details, the summary of everything that's been set across all those different group policy objects that have been applied. I can do modeling. So modeling allows me to actually change this to say, let's pretend a certain set of circumstances. Let's pretend, for example, the user, instead of being in their existing location, I'm going to put them in a specific container. So what if they were a member of Justice League? What if the computer account was in desktops? What if it was on a slow network connection? What if loopback is used? So loopback is something where normally group policy for the user is based on where the user's account is, i.e. its organizational unit, its domain. But there may be certain scenarios where you don't care where the user's account originates from. You want user settings to be applied based on the computer's account location, maybe a kiosk. So loopback actually enables the user settings to be applied based on the computer's location rather than the user's location. And they could replace the normal settings or merge. So I could say, well, what if loopback processing was being used? I can then say, what if it was a member of certain groups? What if WMI filters were being included? Really model all these different scenarios and now show me what would happen, what the output would be based on people in that location, on a certain computer with a whole different set of circumstances. And once again, I go to those details to see everything that would have happened. This is certainly something you're going to want to use if you do have a more complicated group policy environment to really check what users are seeing, why they're seeing it, and what if scenarios.